when you have that, you have a lot of attention on you. There's no more apathy. Everybody cares. It is a little that Bird Magic moment, if you recall, from 1979 when those two rookies came in from a big college rivalry, one white, one black. And so we have that moment with these two. But the one thing I know about sports, you need rivalry. That's what makes people watch.
Imagine a basketball court. The crowd's roaring. Two stars face off, their eyes locked in fierce competition. But off the court, a storm's brewing. And the league's top brass? And the league's top brass? They're fumbling the ball. Today, we're diving into the recent comments from WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert. Comments that have set the basketball world on fire. Why?
Why do you say that?
Because they failed to address the ugly side of fandom in the Caitlin Clark-Angel Reese rivalry. This isn't just about basketball. It's about leadership, responsibility, and the future of women's sports. Buckle up, folks. This story's got more twists than a playoff buzzer beater. Let's rewind to September 9th, 2024. Commissioner Engelbert appears on CNBC's Power Lunch. The host asks her about the darker, more menacing tone taken by fan bases on social media.
Well played.
Where race and sexuality have been introduced into conversations about Clark and Reese. Engelbert's response? She compares it to the Bird Magic rivalry of 1979. She talks about how rivalries drive viewership. But what she doesn't do?
What she doesn't know is that
condemn the racist, misogynistic, and homophobic comments players are facing. The backlash was swift and fierce. WNBA players and the Women's National Basketball Players Association didn't hold back. WNBPA Executive Director Terry Jackson fired back, saying there's absolutely no place in sport or in life for the vile hate, racist language, homophobic comments, and the misogynistic attacks our players are facing on social media. Players across the league echoed this sentiment. Connecticut Sun guard Dejanai Carrington called it kind of a fumble. Las Vegas Aces center Queen Egbo expressed disbelief. New York Liberty forward Breanna Stewart wished Engelbert had used her platform in a different way. Let's break it down. Why does this matter so much?
Why does this matter so much to you?
First off, we're talking about the WNBA, a league that's been at the forefront of social justice. They've taken stands on everything from LGBTQ plus rights to racial equality. So this silence? It's deafening. Secondly, we're in an era where women's sports are finally getting the attention they deserve. The Clark-Reese rivalry is a prime example. It's brought new fans, new energy.
But I'll tell you, these Cleveland fans are great.
But if we don't address the ugly side of this attention, we risk poisoning the well. And here's the real kicker. By not condemning racist behavior, Engelbert's silence could be seen as tacit approval. It sends a message to players, especially players of color and LGBTQIA+ players, that the league won't have their backs when things get tough. Now, some might say, hey, it's just sports. Why make it political? But here's the thing. Sports have always been political. From Jackie Robinson breaking the color barrier to Colin Kaepernick taking a knee. Sports reflect our society. And right now, our society needs leaders who'll stand up against racism and toxicity. Let's zoom in on the Clark-Reese rivalry for a moment. These two athletes have shown incredible skill on the court. Their matchups have been nothing short of spectacular. But instead of focusing on their athletic prowess, some fans and media outlets have turned it into a narrative of good versus evil. That's not just unfair, it's harmful. Caitlin Clark, with her sharp shooting and court vision, has been hailed as the future of women's basketball. And rightfully so. Her skills are undeniable.
it is a perishable skill.
But some fans have used her success as a weapon against other players, particularly players of color. Angel Reese, on the other hand, has faced criticism for her confident demeanor and expressive play style. She's been labeled as unsportsmanlike for the same behaviors that are often celebrated in men's sports. The double standard is glaring. Both Clark and Reese have spoken out against this toxic fandom. Clark denounced her name being used to push agendas of racism and misogyny, calling it disappointing and unacceptable. Reese acknowledged feeling a lack of respect from some Clark supporters, noting, "Sometimes it's very disrespectful." I think there's a lot of racism when it comes to it. This is where leadership becomes crucial. The commissioner had a chance to address these disparities, to challenge the narratives, to remind everyone that basketball is about skill, determination, and teamwork.
It's to me that it'd be more fair if everybody on both basketball teams was the same height.
Not about pitting players against each other based on anything other than their game. So, what could Engelbert have done differently? Let's play coach for a minute. 1. She could have explicitly condemned racist, misogynistic, and homophobic behavior. Simple, right? There's no place for hate or racism of any kind in the WNBA or anywhere else. In fact, Engelbert did eventually say this in a clarification on social media after the backlash. 2. She could have outlined specific steps the WNBA is taking to support players facing online harassment. Show the league is proactive, not reactive. 3. She could have used this as a teachable moment. Talk about how rivalries can be intense and exciting without crossing lines. Educate fans on respectful behavior. 4. She could have highlighted the positive aspects of the Clark-Reese rivalry. How it's showcasing the incredible talent in women's basketball. How it's inspiring young girls to pick up a basketball and dream big. But instead, we got nothing. A missed layup in the game of leadership. Now, let's be clear. This isn't about pitting Clark against Reese. Both of these athletes are incredible. They're pushing the sport forward. They deserve to be celebrated for their skills, not dragged into a toxic fan war. And let's give credit where it's due. Many basketball fans, both men and women, have been supportive and respectful. They're showing how sports can bring people together, not drive them apart. But the toxic minority, they're loud. And when leadership stays silent, that loudness echoes. So where do we go from here? Well, the ball's in Engelbert's court. She's got a chance to course correct, to show that the WNBA isn't just about business, but about values, about standing up for what's right. As for us fans, we've got a role to play too. We can call out bad behavior when we see it. Support athletes facing harassment. Show that true fandom is about love for the game, not tearing others down. And let's talk about the media's role in all this. They have the power to shape narratives. Instead of fueling controversy, they could be highlighting the incredible athleticism on display. They could be telling the stories of these players' journeys, their hard work, their dedication. Imagine headlines that read Clark and Reese, elevating women's basketball to new heights instead of pitting them against each other.
Caitlin Clark both have a ton of respect for each other.
Imagine coverage that focuses on their game strategies, their training regimens, and their impact on their teams. Because here's the truth. Women's basketball is on the rise. The talent is incredible. The games are thrilling. We're seeing moves and plays that are pushing the sport to new heights. But for this growth to continue, we need a safe, respectful environment. For players, for fans, for everyone. The Clark-Reese rivalry could be the start of a golden era for women's basketball, but only if we handle it right. Only if we celebrate the competition while shutting down the hate. So, Commissioner Engelbert, if you're listening, it's not too late to step up, to show the leadership the WNBA needs. The players deserve it, the fans deserve it, the sport deserves it. Because in the end, this isn't just about basketball. It's about respect. It's about equality. It's about showing that in sports, as in life, we can compete fiercely while still treating each other with dignity. The game clock's ticking, Commissioner. It's time to make the play. And to all you basketball fans out there, keep your eyes on the court. Because despite the off-court drama, the on-court action is more exciting than ever. The future of women's basketball is bright. Let's make sure it stays that way. The ball's in our court now. What play will we make? Till next time.